Hi guys, Amanda here. Welcome back to my channel. So first, before I get started on the video, I just want to say thank you guys for all of your love, all of your support here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. I just hit my 1 month anniversary here on YouTube. Technically my 1 month anniversary on Instagram as well. My Instagram was my personal for quite a while, and I deleted all my personal pictures and turned it into my LuxMommy Instagram page, and that I just did just over a month ago. And I've just gotten so much love and support, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for that. That is part of the reason of this video, which is from the requests that I've gotten. I've gotten multiple requests for this particular video, so I'm really excited to do this video for you today. And so thank you for everybody that requested this video and is requesting other videos. Keep that coming. I love it. It makes me happy to know that you guys want to see videos from me. So the handbags that I'm going to be talking about with you today are these two. It is the Neverfull, and this is the MM size. I'm going to open up the flaps for the GM. And then this is the Neverfull and the MM and the Abine. And then you've got the Neverfull and the GM and the Mono. My things are in the GM. I was just testing it out, but I just want to show you a really quick comparison of the two. You can see the size of the two. Obviously the GM is quite a bit larger. There. And then where I noticed the biggest difference is the base. The base of the GM is really big. I'm going to try to do it without crushing. There we go. The base of the GM is really big. Let me see. Yeah, you can see. So one of the biggest questions that I get asked a lot is if the GM is going to be too big for a particular person. I'm here to say, if you watch my videos, you know, I always give you guys how tall I am. I always say 5'2". For the sake of this video, I want to say I am 5'1 3/4". And I have a GM and I love it. And I do not think it's overpowering. I do not think it's too big. I think it is amazing and I love it. And so I wanted to show you guys how I wear the GM, why I feel like I love it so much, and kind of just my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the MM size really quickly and just kind of go over it. You can see that I have it in the Abine. I do not particularly care for the MM with the tops or the sides flapped in. I do not particularly care for that. I think it gets really small and kind of awkward size shape. And so for me, I don't particularly care for the MM that way. So when I carry the MM, I carry it this way. I carry it as a tote. The sides are out, and it's this way. The only thing I do sometimes is I do sometimes clip the clip and close it depending on kind of where I'm at. But for the most part, I do leave it open. I don't feel like that clip adds any extra security. It's so open. So for me, it's not a security thing. It's just more of I just don't want it like falling open. And so I love this bag, and I'm so glad that I have the MM in this particular canvas, because I really like the fact that it's the treated leather in this size. Because the fact that I don't like it flapped in, I've heard that a lot of this leather has cracked for people. I've had really good luck. I haven't had any issues cracking. I will be doing a review and wear and tear on this video soon, so keep an eye out for that. But I love this MM in the Abine, really in any size, but for me, I like the fact that I got this one in the Abine and then this one in the Mono. So I'm really happy with this. Now, I do wear this, and let me do real quick modeling shots before I show you the way I wear this one. I do wear this one differently than what you're seeing right now. I want you to see it on me full size in case this is how you plan on wearing it. But again, I'm 5'1 3/4, and I do not think it looks ridiculously insane on me. Is it big? Yes, it's big, but I don't feel like anybody's gonna look at you like you're a weirdo if you're carrying this bag. Okay, Now, so actually, let me do a real quick comparison of the two, just like this. So you can see it does hang a little bit lower. It does come a little bit lower. The handle drop is the exact same on both sides. You can see that it hits me in the same exact spot. The only difference is the distance from here to here. You can see this hits me a little bit higher than this one. And so you can see the size there. And then you can see the size there. Okay, so let me show you how I do wear this bag. And actually, before I do that, let me show you one other thing. Another thing that people do ask about is they do ask about the security of this bag. I do notice that that's a pretty big topic. I will say that's another nice thing about the GM is this extra large pocket on the inside. Look at how much bigger that pocket is compared to this one. I can fit my wallet in this one, or I can fit like both my phones and maybe my keys in this one. This one, I can fit my full-size wallet and my keys and both my phones and zip it. And so anything that's of value or of major importance, I can fit in this full pocket and zip it up. So I think that, and then on the main compartment, I'll do like my makeup bag and my scarf or a cardigan or whatever. But I just kind of FYI, if you're concerned about security, especially if you're considering the GM, because this pocket is so big, look at how big that pocket is. Because that pocket is so big, you can hold a ton of stuff in that pocket. And the MM one is pretty big too, but obviously it's not as big. The GM is a lot bigger. Okay, so let me show you how I actually wear this bag. When I bought this bag, I knew I wouldn't wear it full-blown tote. I knew I wanted to wear it with the sides tucked in. And so this is when I wear it with the sides tucked in. And there are two different ways that you can wear it with the sides tucked in. So that means there's a total of 3 different ways that you can wear this bag. And so I'm going to show you. This is the first way, and it is with the top part cinched in, and then the bottom part is regular. And so this is something that over time your bag will start to do on its own, but because mine is fairly new, I'm having to still kind of help it create its shape, but it'll eventually the canvas will start to conform a little bit more to how I carry it. And so you can see, poke out the bottom, and then all of a sudden you have this shape. Now compare it to the MM. It no longer looks as big. I mean, it's still taller, of course, but from the side angle, it doesn't look as big all of a sudden. Now look at it on me. See how much more size appropriate it looks? Not that it was inappropriate before, because I don't personally think it is, but for anybody that's concerned about that, all of a sudden when you play with the shape that the GM gives you, you have a different look. And I love that. So that's the second way you can wear it. The third way is by poking in the entire panel like that, and then all of a sudden you have this triangular look. And so you just literally just poke in the side, and all of a sudden, now compare it to the MM size. It actually looks smaller. It looks like an upside down MM. It actually looks smaller to me. And so I love, now look at it on my frame. I just love the versatility of this bag. I really do. I love the fact that you can get away with it for every day, but you have the extra size if you need it. Okay, so let me show you really quickly. I'm going to put my things in it. And so I'm going to show you real quick in my MM. I'm not going to put everything. I'm just going to put my main 3 things, which is my pochette accessoire, my full-size zippy wallet, and then my makeup pouch. I'm going to go ahead and clip the top clip just so you can kind of see, and I want you to see how the things look inside of it. You can see they're all 3 in there, and I could keep them in rows, and they're perfectly organized. Going to be very easy to get in and reach, and it's going to be very, very nice. I want you to look at the sag, the amount of sag. There is a little bit of sag, you can see, but it's canvas. It's not as much sag as a Speedy, but there's definitely some sag, you can see. But it still looks really, really nice. Okay, let me show you my things now in the GM size. I'm going to do the same thing, the same 3 items. So I'm going to put them in the same kind of row. And I'm also going to clip the top. And I want you to look at the difference. So let me clip the top. Look at the difference in that. That's one other thing that I really am enjoying about this, the GM size, is that extra little bit of security that you get when you carry it with the flaps in. Everything is in there and they're still in the rows. And you can still reach in and get anything as you need. But because it's kind of closed, there's a little bit of that extra security on top of the fact that you still have that huge zipper pouch. So another thing I want you to look at is I want you to look at the sag. There is a little bit more sag because you're playing with a little bit more surface area on the bottom. So it does sag a little bit more. But honestly, because of the GM size, because of that kind of slouchy, you're dealing with all these like folds and kind of slouchiness, that doesn't bother me at all. So you can see how it looks. It does have a little bit more of a sag. But like I said, for me particularly, it does not bother me. I really like it. I think it's something that is, I really think anybody that is thinking that the GM is too big, now it's one thing if you tried it and you just didn't like it, but if it's something that is really, really speaking to you, it's something that you're leaning towards, but everybody keeps kind of telling you, and what I mean by that is like you're watching YouTube videos or you're reading the purse form and everybody's telling you no, not to go for the GM, that it's too big. If that's what you want, I say go for it. I will say this, even once I made up my mind that I was going to get the GM, I still was very, very hesitant because I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I read a lot of the purse forum, and so many people said, no, don't do the GM, it's too big, it's too big. And so many people said that. And so I kept trying to talk myself out of getting the GM. And I went to the store 4 or 5 times because I would talk myself out of it. So I go to the store again to look, and I would try on both. And both in the mono, because I knew I was gonna get a mono. And every time I walked out of the store, I knew I wanted the GM. And then I would watch something or I would read something, and they would be like trying to talk me out for like my size or just in general, that I would read things or listen to things that people would say like the GM was only for travel, or the GM was only for tall people, tall girls or tall guys. And I don't agree with that. I think that I love both bags. Another question that I got is, do I need both bags? Well, you really don't need either bag, let's just be honest. But I think that you have to look at it in the way that I look at the 2 bags. Are you looking for an everyday tote? You want it to look like a tote. You want it to function as a tote, and you just want a tote, then go with the MM. You're looking for just an everyday. The MM is the perfect everyday bag. Are you looking for a tote that gives you a ton of flexibility? It gives you the ability to use it every day, but also gives you the ability to use it for a carry-on. You also can get some different looks out of it, some different feelings out of it. Then if I think that if you like the GM, obviously you have to like this size to buy it, then I say, why not go for the GM? Why not? I personally also recommend, if you're going to get the GM, to get it in either the mono or the azure, because I think that because you're, again with the Noe, if you watch my Noe video, because of the fact that you've got these flapping in, you're going to have a lot of movement here. And I haven't had any issues, but I also don't flap the corners into my MM. There is obviously going to be a possibility that you could get some cracking along the treated leather if you get this in a bean, if you get a GM in a bean. So that's why I personally really like the fact that I got the MM in a bean and the GM in mono. And so I think that getting in the Vachetta, it's gonna do a few things. You're gonna be less susceptible to cracking in the leather, or not susceptible at all. And I kind of think there's something really nice about the Vachetta that's going to soften, and these handles are going to soften, that kind of helps lend to the look that you're getting when you cinch in the sides. You're kind of creating a very casual look, and I think once this starts to soften and everything kind of starts to soften and get and no longer be fresh and new, it kind of becomes a whole look, I guess you could say. And so I personally prefer the GM in the Vachetta, the Vachetta canvases. And so that would be my suggestion. Do I think that buying both bags are the same bag? I do not. I actually do not feel like these are the same bag at all. I feel like they're two different bags. I know that's weird because they're obviously not, but I feel like they are because I wear them so differently. Now with that said, I don't automatically put more things in the GM just because it's the GM. I carry my 5 same essentials every single day. It's my keys, my sunglasses, my pochette accessoire, my zippy wallet, and my makeup bag. Those 5 things go with me everywhere. Those are the 5 things that go in every single handbag that I carry. The only time it's different is if I'm carrying around an umbrella, or I'm carrying around a cardigan, or I'm carrying around maybe my tablet. But other than that, those 5 things go, and those are what I carry in this, and those are what I carry in this. So just because you have this size doesn't mean you automatically have to fill it, or you should feel this obligation to fill it. Wear it, use it, or buy it, or think of it as getting a different shape, a different look, but having the flexibility of the size, of this extra size, to be able to throw just a ton of things in here if you need to. I mean, look at my 3 things and I don't have all 5 of them in there, I just have my 3 things in there, but look at how much space I have. But when it's folded, it's just, I mean, the shape is gorgeous. I don't feel like when it's folded, any other Louis Vuitton bag gives you that feeling, that look that the Neverfull does when the sides are flapped in. I just think it's a very beautiful shape. And I will say this, I also think that the MM size is more popular, and so I kind of like when I'm carrying around the GM size with the sides flapped in, because it looks different. And so I'm really, really happy with it. And again, I'm 5'1 3/4. Go with whatever size works for you. And it could actually work the reverse. You could be 5'8 or 5'9 or 5'7, and people are all telling you to go for the GM, but your heart is really telling you to go for the MM. I personally think the MM or the GM is perfect for any height. So I suggest go with what you want. Don't try to talk yourself out of something, and also don't try to talk yourself into something because of your height, because of your size. Get the bag that works for you. Yes, these 2 bags are a pretty big difference in size, but I think that because of the way that you can wear this one and carry this one, the size shouldn't be a factor in your decision. It should be, which look do you want better? Do you want full-on tote, or do you want something that gives you the tote, the flexibility, the capabilities of travel? I have worn this one for travel. I haven't worn my GM for travel yet. I will be over the holidays, and so I'll be able to give you a review on that as well. But I personally think that both of them are amazing bags. I don't see ever getting rid of either of them. If anything, I actually see adding another Neverfull in Azure, and I probably would get it in the GM. That's how much I love the GM. Though I am so happy again that I have the MM in a bean. So I personally think if you're, no matter which one you're shooting for, go for it. But if you're nervous about the size of this, don't let the size scare you. Don't let the size Don't let people talk you in or talk you out of something just because of your size. Again, I know I've said that multiple times. Sorry for repeating myself, but I know it's something that I wish somebody told me. I wish somebody made a video telling me, Amanda, get the size you want. Don't listen to everybody else. You know, I wish that someone made a video telling me that, because I probably stewed over this decision for months. One of my particular girlfriends, I probably bugged her every other day telling her, no, I'm going to get the MM. Never mind, I changed my mind, I'm going to get the GM. No, never mind, no, I'm going to get the GM. And she would even send me text messages saying, which size are you getting today? Because I change my mind so often. I wish somebody would made a video and was telling me to get the size that I wanted instead of getting the size that other people told me that I should want. And so, whether that's the MM for you or that's the GM for you, get the size you want, but either size will work. Either size will work. So anyways, thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I went into enough description. I hope that's kind of what you wanted. But I think they're both great bags. They both are going to serve their purpose. I think it's just rather kind of what you're going for, what your expectations of the bag are. So let me know which one you guys decide on. I think you can totally have both in your collection and utilize them for different reasons, or even the same reasons, just different looks. So you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you guys again for all of your support, and I will see you soon.